Endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, episode 14. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Endless Multiverse number 14 with your host, your co-host, if you will, Chainsaw and Andy. And we're back once again with another episode with a lot of topics. And it was kind of crazy because earlier this week, me and Andy had been discussing how it's going to be a chill Friday because there wasn't really much to talk about. And all of a sudden, a bunch of news started coming out. And thank you, everybody, for being here and being in the stream. And we have a bunch of super chats already come in from Scott and Jennifer. We want to thank you guys so much. So let's get to these super chats first. Then we'll dive into the huge amount of stuff we have to discuss here. So first things are Scott with $9.99. Wanted to show support. It's awesome Ahsoka started filming. Cannot wait for the show. Also, I think it'd be awesome if Diana and Laurel guest start on The Flash. I like that. That'd be awesome. Is it? Oh, your mic's muted.
I'll fucking take it.
I mean, I think it'd be really cool if Diana and Laurel could guest star. I mean, if they're in the 2040 timeline, which is where they were last in terms of the timeline, Barry can go get them if there is a reason. But hey, I'm down for it. I'm down for having this characters pop up because they had Mia, so why can't they have Laurel and Dinah?
Yeah. And Laurel was the one who traveled to 2040, so she obviously has, like, it would be so funny if, like, she has, like, a DeLorean stacked up. She's like, I saw this cool car, and, like, apparently in time travel, like,
yeah,
where'd you get the DeLorean? I'm like, the what now?
The what?
The what now?
Yes.
It's a movie. What's the movie? It's called Back to the Future. What's it about? Is time travel.
Time travel. Jennifer sends in $30. Thank you so much, Jennifer, being a huge supporter of In This Multiverse. And then multiverse.
My bag is still out. Sadly.
It's okay.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better though. I got some good medicine from my doctor, and so I'm doing a little bit better. But
that's the In This Multiverse dance, as we all know. And one last super chat, then we'll dive in to the topics. I think they will announce another special event at the Upfronts Thursday. We'll see. They definitely made a lot of announcements. CW, and the way Andy's looking right now implies to me he may know, or he may know something. He may not know something. Who knows? Drink. Scoop. Breaking news. But yes, thank you so much, Scott and Jennifer. Thank you, Scott and Jennifer, for both supporting the way you do, and thank you all for being here. Thank you all so much for being here to support In This Multiverse. We really appreciate it, guys. So we have some topics to get into. So I think we need to turn to a good friend of ours, Mr. Constantine, to begin this, and we're gonna jump into the show, guys.
All right, then. On with the show.
With the show. So first things first, guys. We have this little thing start up, and where is my overlay? Did it move? There it is. Ahsoka has begun production, everybody. This is exciting. The news came earlier this week that Ahsoka has officially begun production. And then from this point on, we'll be sitting here waiting to hear about rumors, because as we know, they love talking rumors about who is appearing in what show. I like the fact that Ahsoka's finally in production. They had talked about this show for a while. They, of course, announced this show a while back, and now we have the news that it's officially in production. And what I really liked as well is when they showed off the first image, basically confirming this with the Ahsoka logo on the back of a chair. We also saw the iconic Dave Filoni hat, of course, the creator, co-creator, because he co-created this character with George Lucas, the man who created Star Wars himself. So it was really cool to see the iconic Dave Filoni hat hanging on that chair. At first, I didn't notice it. I'm excited for this news. I'm excited that Ahsoka's finally coming. I feel like, honestly, out of all the stuff they have announced in terms of what we know is officially coming to Disney Plus in terms of Star Wars series, this one I'm probably most excited for after Obi-Wan. I cannot wait to see what they do with Ahsoka.
What's the timeline here for her? Because I know do we know she's dead in the main timeline? Because I know we hear her voice, but
in The Mandalorian, which of course takes place after the fourth episodes 4, 5, and 6, and that 5 years later, she's alive in that time period. And I believe this is taking place after her appearance in The Mandalorian season 2. So around like it's in that time between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So it's kind of like that. It's a little bit after the Empire falls, and she's looking obviously for Grand Admiral Thrawn. She name dropped him in The Mandalorian season 2. And we know the tie into Rebels about Ezra. So there's definitely some things that they're going to be doing in this series. But the question is now, because we talked about this on this, I think it was our first episode of In This Multiverse, or maybe in episode 2, where Ahsoka knows Luke Skywalker. They had established that within the Book of Boba Fett. I'm not saying Luke's going to show up, but it's definitely more likely now since they know each other. So that adds potential possibilities of adding him into the mix. Not saying he's going to be a big part in the show, but it's interesting.
Ezra is that's Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, right?
That's Kanan. He was he was training Ezra to become a Jedi. But
could Freddie Prinze Jr. show up?
Unfortunately, no. Not based on Rebels. Yes.
Oh, okay. See,
no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I kind of want to get back into Star Wars eventually. So, there's just so much I have to catch up on. I'm almost thinking about doing like everything chronologically now. So like it would have to be. So after episode 6, it would have to be Clone Wars. No, Clone Wars, right?
I mean, in terms of release or in terms of timeline?
Timeline, yeah. I don't care about when they came out.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna have to watch the Clone Wars. Like after watching Attack of the Clones, actually you might have to watch before Attack of the Clones. And it's like there is a chronological timeline you can watch where you watch particular movies and episodes, you kind of get all tracked. But after you finish Return of the Jedi is when you would jump into Mandalorian. And then the Book of Boba Fett is, I think, after. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett is after the 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Because Boba Fett pops up in season 2 of Mandalorian. So there's a lot of that stuff. So there definitely is a timeline out there where you can watch chronologically in terms of the timeline of the shows and movies and all that. But there definitely is help out there. It's a lot, but it can be done. It can be done.
It would be fun. It would be fun for me to kind of get to react to it for the first time because I have never seen it, and like it had to be like because there's so much of the Star Wars I don't know of. Like for example, like when I heard there was this mysterious female voice in The Rise of Skywalker, I'm like, and like there were some people in the audience that I was with that was kind of like freaking out. I'm like, oh, it's Ahsoka, Mike. I'm like, who now? And I'm like, and they're like,
who?
Yeah, like no, I said who now? So I'm like, oh, so she does become a Jedi, and she like supposedly died or whatever and so on. But it was interesting. So I'm like, okay, so there is this whole other mythology, and and I also really want to see because I actually like what I hate the prequels, but one thing I found what was very cool was Darth Maul, and apparently he comes back in a very big way.
Clone Wars and Rebels. Yep.
And Rebels? Okay.
Because Clone Wars is, of course, prequel era. Rebels is right before A New Hope in terms of timeline. So he pops up there.
Now, this Ezra character, do we think he's going to be in Ahsoka or like, because, okay.
Yeah. The ending of Rebels establishes Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like, because she mentions where is your master, Grand Admiral Thrawn, to this woman who she's facing off in the episode Ahsoka appears in, implying Grand Admiral Thrawn's going to be in her show, which makes the most sense if you watch Rebels and you see that connection in terms of Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra and Ahsoka's connection to Ezra, it all makes sense. So, but it's definitely worth the watch. I haven't seen the entirety of the show. I know most of the spoilers because of Twitter, but the way they crafted and told that story, there's definitely a lot of merit to believe that Grand Admiral Thrawn, Ezra, all that kind of stuff is going to tie in. So tying in animation stuff into live action like this is really smart because it makes it overall feel more connected in that aspect.
Do we have any fan casting ideas for who you would like to see as Ezra? I saw Mena Masood come up as a
yeah. That the rumor is that he is casted as Ezra.
Well, if he does get cast, I will be so happy for him. He's phenomenal as a lad, and having because I didn't know Ezra was like. I'm looking at him and now I'm like, okay, I can see a little bit
Yeah,
the Middle Eastern. I see them eyebrows. I see you, Ezra. I see you. So I think that would be
yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
But but I also think it would be kind of cool if the actress, what was Ashley Eckstein or something, who
Ashley,
voiced.
yeah, Ashley Eckstein. Mhm.
I think it would be cool if she got to at least appear like in a cameo as like just herself
I
in a
think she
different role.
will. I think she will. I think they're going to do that because, I mean, people assumed that she wasn't going to play live action Ahsoka. So it'd be really cool to see her like pop up in the show and people like recognize her. Like, don't try to hide her face or like makeup or something. Like, actually, just show her. Maybe she is saved by Ahsoka or something. Like, she's a mother and like her child or something's in danger, and she
That would be kind
saves.
of cool.
And they get to look at each other like, oh wow,
They're like, I see you, girl.
you
I
look
see you.
familiar.
But was it? What did they? Do you know if they tried to have her play Ahsoka in live, or did she was just like, no, I just like to do
I
voices.
I don't think they ever asked her. I think there was
Mm.
something about where she said she was never asked, and I think they weren't ever planning on doing that. But I think they're definitely going to have her cameo because Dave Filoni, who of course when she first appeared in the Clone Wars and everything, he loves Ahsoka to death. He loves that character because he co-created it with George. So since he's working on this show, like he's heavily tied in. Of course, he has to be because they wouldn't do this show without him. He's going to get Ashley in there. He's going to have to because he knows how important that is. Because if it wasn't for Ashley, I don't think Ahsoka would be as appreciated as much because it's what she brought to that character. It's very important. So I really hope they do that. And we got some super chats.
Hey yo,
Thank
hey
you,
yo.
Jennifer. Once again, 30. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even know what to say.
I'm only giving you kisses, Jennifer. Only you.
Yeah, not me. Not me. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jennifer. Did you ever play the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign? I did, and that is canon as well. I'm not saying you have to play the game, but unless you want to, or you can watch the movie cutscenes, but the Battlefront 2 campaign is canon to the Star Wars, which I think that was a pretty good selling point for people that want to have more stories that are canon and tied in, is that this game is connected and that it
Star
actually
Wars Battlefront 2. I just want to see what it looks like.
the graphics look great. The game does look great. It started off
EA Games, damn. This goes back a while.
yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm probably gonna play the one with the beautiful Cameron Monaghan in it.
Oh yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. That's also canon too. I think they announced this week the title for the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. I think
that's pretty dope.
I think we're probably going to hear obviously a lot more at Celebration. They're definitely going to talk more about it. They have to.
Rey is in Battlefront 2.
Yep. Well, playable characters.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The single player campaign of the game is set between the film Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens and following original character Eden.
Jedi Survivor. That's it. Yeah, I think it's Jedi Survivor because he is a survivor. And people were hoping that he was going to be the secret Jedi that showed up in Mandalorian season 2, and that wasn't the case. But people were hoping.
That's cool. And we have also did we answer Jennifer's?
I was about to pull it up. The Grand Inquisitor was in Rebels. He was introduced there, and he's going to be showing up in Obi-Wan. We see him in Obi-Wan in the trailers. So
next Friday, right?
Yeah. Wait. Timeline. Hold on. Nope. 27th, 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
But we're getting close. We are getting close. Yes.
It will be fun to have a show again on Friday. So I think that's better for Disney.
Yeah. And I think they're only airing the first 2 episodes because that's when the start of Celebration is, and they're going back to Wednesdays after that. So I
wonder what that means.
Well, I feel like there's some spoil. I mean, maybe there's like a reason why they're showing the first 2, because maybe showing the one wouldn't make sense without the other. So maybe they have to throw them back to back. I don't know, but it's interesting how they're doing that.
I'm still kind of curious if they actually. I mean, I still think there's a chance they're going to do a season 2, depending on what happens.
It's possible. I guess it depends on where the story ends. There's leaks of the ending out there. I don't believe any of that stuff, but we'll see. Okay. Do you want to jump into our next topic? Because he's lagging.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're back. You're back. I
Yeah.
don't know what just happened there.
I didn't leave. I was here.
I know you didn't. I saw you still there. I don't know what happened there. You remoted. I
I
have
don't
no
like
idea.
it. I don't like the accusations.
I don't know.
I feel so attacked right now.
But we have some news.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's do this. Okay. So and I ask everyone again, be respectful in the chat. I do not have the energy for it today. So after debuting earlier this year at Naomi season 1, the season finale, the two-part season finale aired this week on Tuesday, and as of this week, the CW has officially canceled the series after one season. However, Warner Bros. Television and Array Films, which is the production company that makes Naomi, are shopping the show around to other outlets. And yeah, I mean, because I'm the one out of the two of us who have watched the show, and I think it's sad. I think it's disappointing, and I don't think CW did a particularly good job marketing the show. And I think that because you can take, if you look at all the shows that exist, and you can see what shows were getting more promotion, what shows weren't. Like I think they just started promoting the Nancy Drew spin-off Tom Swift this week.
They just started, yeah.
And the show comes out in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, Jordan. It comes out in 3 weeks, and they started this week. Started to like, this next big thing. Like, no, you do it months in advance. So I think it's sad. I think it was sad that the show ended on the cliffhanger that I was a little torn on. But we will see if it gets picked up anywhere else. HBO Max has the licensing rights, so if they so choose to, they probably can. But yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think Naomi, again, like, yeah, it's a smaller, decent character. I'm definitely aware of it. I've said it since day one. No one needs to educate me about it. But I think that if they had actually invested into Naomi, we could have seen, she could have become what Supergirl the TV show became to the DC universe more. Because I think the TV show elevated Kara Zor-El more in general. So, but I know Hollywood is ruthless. It's money in the end, so I totally understand that. But do you have any thoughts on?
I have a couple. I think number one, I do agree with your whole marketing, because like really, I had not really seen much. Like I saw a bunch of trailers for Naomi while I was watching Flash or Superman and Lois live, and during the breaks they would have, of course, trailers and stuff for or marketing the next episodes, as they do for all the shows when they're airing their bigger shows like that. But in terms of the cancellation, I think that it's unfortunate. A lot of people lost their jobs, and it just felt kind of all of a sudden, like, because like the show literally just aired its finale. But I get it, because upfronts are upfronts this upcoming Thursday.
Next Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. So the announcement was going to come quickly regardless. I was just surprised that they didn't give it a season 2, but then the stuff came out about the Hollywood Reporter about multiple different reasons why certain things were being shut down. And another thing I thought I had, and thank you, Jennifer, another $30 super chat. We'll pull it up in a second. Thank you. Holy crap. Is that I think if this was a couple years ago, Naomi would have gotten another season. I think the CW is in a very different place right now. And it's really unfortunate, because I feel like in terms of certain shows that either haven't found their footing or their audience, I feel like Naomi just really hasn't found its overall audience yet. I feel like just the fact that they haven't really been marketing that much the show, and the fact that it's only had the one season and it's not really available anywhere else unless the CW app. But I feel like there's people that probably just never got around to watching it. I never got around to watching it, but that was just because I just been doing a lot of other stuff and I just don't have the time to jump into a show like that. But I feel like if they would have given it another season, it might have gotten a bigger fan base. I don't know. Jennifer, what are you doing, Jennifer? Oh, love you. I love you, Jennifer. Thank you. Holy shit. But it's really unfortunate. It is. Maybe HBO Max will do something with it. Maybe something will happen like that. But I just feel ultimately it's just really unfortunate for the creatives, because they just didn't. Because you said they ended on a cliffhanger, they don't have an opportunity as of yet to continue it.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate, but Jesus Christ.
And I think in the end, when it comes to Naomi, also is that you know, yes, get for some folks you're gonna get uncomfortable now, but this is just the reality fact that this is now the third Black DC TV show in the last 2 years that CW has canceled, and planning was canceled last season, and there's no that's just a complete fact. Batwoman was canceled after only 3 seasons, when Javisha was finally getting into her own, and Naomi now like another Black queer hero, and so it's disappointing, and I know people will, we know what people say
Yes.
when the race thing comes up. But it's just a fact. Yes, I understand. Like, listen, no one, and like Justin, I've seen your comments like consistently. Like, don't tell me. I know my job. I know how this works. I know it's about money, but at the same time, look at what other things they have invested in that has either performed similar or even beneath Naomi. Dynasty had 5 seasons, and I have never seen anyone really talk about it.
Yeah.
In the dark,
Well, I was about to say, because Dynasty, that article, Hollywood Reporter, which we are bringing up the Hollywood Reporter because it directly mentions Legends and Batwoman's reason. Dynasty was always on the bubble to be canceled, but it was the Netflix deal that was saving it because they got a lot of money from that Netflix licensing deal. So that's why that show kept continuing. But once HBO Max and CBS, parent company, like basically stopped in 2019 the Netflix streaming deal, so all the newer shows past that point weren't going over there to Netflix. That's what's causing a lot of the problems now. But yeah.
And I'm, we can talk about it in this segment, because CW did also cancel 5 additional series. Legacies, this is the end of the Vampire Diaries franchise. Dynasty, Charmed, the reboot, Roswell, New Mexico, and In the Dark, and it's
and 4400
and 4400. So it is. It is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take a little. I think we're gonna take a little break from the cancellation stuff and go
real quick. I want to address, first of all, Jennifer sends in a bunch of super chats. Yeah, I mean, as a whole was decent in my opinion. I felt it could have been improved upon, but definitely Saturday. But yeah, it's really crazy how that. I mean, because maybe season 2 for you it would have gotten better. You never know. You never know. Now, unless there's something happens,
Yeah, again, I mean, I think the reason why so many people had issues with it, like besides, if they weren't into it, that's perfectly fine. That's not what I have an issue with, but it's like because we've seen the Arrowverse shows in a different capacity, and now we're kind of seeing it from a different viewpoint, but also kind of a little more like a low key DC show. I think that people were like, people were. Because if I would say that if the show did anything well, it was really good character build-ups. Like they really developed these characters. Yes, there isn't always action in every episode. The effects are maybe as massive as the Flash or Superman Lois, but it's like that doesn't need to be all of it. Because again, this was an origin story. She hadn't become the Naomi that we know from the comics. So, but I think some people are just very impatient, and that's sad, because this was a season that only had 13 episodes.
And Jennifer sends in a 30, another 30, another 30, and then Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. My God, thank you, Jennifer. Please send in questions when you do that. You don't have to keep sending, but we really appreciate it.
Yeah, if feel free to add a question and so on. But
thank you to all 36 people who are here now. We're about to talk about a show being picked up.
Yes. So after a lot of obvious points this was happening, Gotham Knights is officially a go on the CW. The CW has given it a series order, and we don't know how many episodes, at least 13 episodes right now. And but we will see. And maybe and maybe that's a new format. Maybe we're just doing 13 episodes now for shows, and I think that will be
Interesting.
It will honestly be a good thing. And Gotham Knights will. It comes from writers and producers of Batwoman, and who I'm gonna pull up the because one of them has like the most difficult last names I've ever I've ever seen. So let me see. Let me bring this up. The Gotham, not the Gotham, Gotham Knights is executive produced by James Stodraux, Shad Fiveash, and Natalie Abrams from Batwoman. And it's not related to the video game with the same name, and it's not going to be a Batwoman spinoff. And the synopsis as follows: in the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder, his rebellious adopted son forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they're all framed for killing the White Crusader. And as the city's most wanted criminals, this renegade band of misfits must fight to clear their names. But in a Gotham with no darkness to protect, the city descends into its most dangerous it's ever been. However, hope comes from the most unexpected of places, as this team of mismatched fugitives will become its next generation of saviors. And there is no premiere date yet, guys. We will find out next week where it's going to air on the schedule and what time slot it's gonna get. The show is it will star Oscar Morgan as Turner Hayes, the son of the daughter son of the Batman, Navia Robinson as Carrie Kelly, Tyler DeSharia as Columbo, Fallon Smythe as Harper Rowe, Olivia Rose Keegan as Duella, Misha Collins as Harvey Dent, Anna Lore as Stephanie Brown, and Robert Adams as Brody. And the pilot was directed by none other than Gotham and Pennyworth director and executive producer Dan Cannon, who is an awesome dude. So I'm excited to see him in the Batman universe again. So, Jordan, you and I have had a long journey, with this show. And how are you? Like, listen, I know that this is coming off of all these cancellations, whatever, and so on. But are you a little more excited for the show now?
Excited is not the word I'd use. I will say this: I'm not surprised because they got Misha to play Two-Face. Well, Harvey Dent, and
Harvey Dent, can we trust him?
No, but in terms of just the fact that the characters are allowed to use, it kind of okay. We'll talk about this more when the Batwoman and Legends thing, but okay, so they didn't want to continue those shows yet they did this. Like, it just feels like, because it felt like to me the Arrowverse stuff was done, or they're slowly dropping it all. But then they bring this show in. It's not connected, obviously, to the multiverse thing, but still, it's like I don't know.
You say it's not.
It's not. It's in the multiverse. It's not connected to the other shows in terms of these characters have appeared previously in a crossover or something. It's on another Earth. So it's in the multiverse of the Arrowverse, but it's not going to, I don't see the show connecting to anything like Flash or Superman and Lois. It's not going to happen. But
I think that's fine though.
Yeah,
not everything has to be connected.
I just thought the DC stuff would start. I just thought once we started seeing stuff happen that they would not pick up the show. I honestly thought they weren't going to continue with it. But when they did, I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. They're going to at least give it a shot for as long as they can. My guess is it's probably going to last one season. And then with the CW trying to sell to someone else, it might go to HBO Max if it's worth it. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Now that we know what's coming, we'll get to see what they're doing with it. We'll get to see what they're doing. Because for all we knew, it could be crap and they never pick it up. We never get to see it. Now we get to see it. So what is in this pilot that made them go, okay? So.
Well, I think that I sent you something on Facebook that I need you to look at while I talk. So here's what I think. I think that it's interesting that to bring these characters together. I love Stephanie Brown, so I'm very excited to see her. It's gonna be interesting this new take on Harvey Dent and Duella. So I think that this show has potential. Like I'm a little hesitant too because I also feel very bad at we lost Babel and we got this, and but you know anything it could be really really bizarre. But it could all, but who knows? Maybe in a year from now, we will sit here and be like, you know what a great idea this was. This was a cool idea. And I
It's possible. It definitely is possible that we'll be wrong and go, okay, yeah, they should have made this show.
mm,
We'll see.
eh,
I doubt it, but you never know.
did you check it yet?
Check
Go to
what?
go to Facebook Messenger and see what I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Because trust me, it will be worth it. It will be worth it afterwards.
Can I play the clip? Are you saying it 7 seconds?
7 seconds. Don't. I will mute you so they don't hear it. So now you're stuck with a good old me. But what were you saying?
You can play it if you want.
Okay, cool. I will get it then.
Okay. I do want to pause real quick. So Jennifer, another $30 super chat. Jennifer, speaking of Gotham Knights, I'm so mad that they took out PS4. Yes, so the game Gotham Knights is not going to PS4. It's going only to next gen or current gen now because that's what it is now.
Whatever. I am so sick. I'm gonna get the game.
Oh, are you gonna react to Avatar 2 trailer? Oh my god, Jennifer, another Jennifer. No,
have you not reacted to it?
No, because I saw it in the theater when I watched Doctor Strange, and I had no reaction. I haven't seen the first movie, so.
Oh, I haven't seen it either.
And to be completely honest with you, nobody in my theater, which was like 90% packed, nobody responded to the trailer. People are just kind of like going, all right.
But like,
well, because it's been so long, and let's be honest, this whole notion of no one cares about everyone cares about Avatar. Like, I never hear anybody talking about it besides them saying no one talks about Avatar. And I was sitting there with a variety of people in this theater, and literally no one cheered or no one was like, because usually after a trailer, when it ends, you hear people talking around you like, "Ooh, that looks interesting" or whatever. Nothing. It was silence. I'm like, there you go. That pretty much tells you. But I could not react to it because I already saw the trailer in theaters, and I haven't seen the movie, the first one. So, but 39 people watching. Thank you so much for watching and being here and supporting Endless Multiverse. We really appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Now,
oh boy, he's gonna play a clip.
No. I just saw what order I put things in. Okay, so we're gonna.
Where are we going now?
Let's talk about Supergirl for a second.
Are you switching up? Are you switching it up? Okay.
Oh yeah. Make our audience wait.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah. So
this was interesting. I was like, what?
Yeah. So this past weekend, a bunch of Supergirl cast members, along with Batwoman actors, and Tomorrow actors, so they were present at a UK convention called The Ultimate. And there's links to all this in the show notes, guys, by the way. So if you want to go click on them and support good old Andy, I would appreciate it. So they were several cast members were present at the convention, and during one of the panels, Jesse Rabb, who plays Brainiac 5 on the show, he shared some intriguing detail. I'm quoting myself now from the article that I wrote about the show and a Supergirl season 7 almost happened. An attending fan at Wells Dragon U stated during the panel that Jessica Queller and Robert Rovner, the showrunner of Supergirl, initially pitched the CW on Supergirl season 7 without Benoist herself. In the end, the network rejected the pitch, and Supergirl season 6 became the show's final year. And what was stated was, so here's what we found out, that they pitched the season 7 without her, but the CW was just like, no, we ain't doing this shit. But then the original plan was to do season 6 for 13 episodes, and then do a 7th final season with 10 episodes, fulfilling Benoist's original 7-season contract. But all the cast members were essentially at this point like so exhausted because like this was like like they talked about how difficult shooting it was, the show, that
I don't know what just happened, guys. He's not here anymore. Oh my god. What happened? What did you do?
I got kicked out. They're
I
they're
didn't.
like something went wrong.
I didn't do anything. Anyways,
Okay, okay.
let's. I don't know what happened. Let's get back to the show, guys.
Yeah, I
Here, I'll
will.
pull it back up for you. There you go.
Oh my god,
What the hell?
I can't wait to go rewatch and see like what actually happened.
I was.
And
I was like,
yeah, the cast members were all exhausted, and instead they decided to do a combined. They combined the two into an extended season 6, and that's why the show ended the way it did. And Jordan, what? I know you had kind of tapped out of Supergirl at this point, but like,
yeah.
what the what do you think about this?
The Axis Zaslav strike you down, boy. David Zaslav, the guy who Warner Bros. Discovery.
Well, learn how to spell that. I was like,
that's not how you spell his name. It's Zaslav V, but still, it's funny. I didn't kick Andy out. I did not kick him out. Okay.
Wait. What did it look like when it disappeared?
Oh no. The Supergirl screen was up, and all of a sudden, I just heard this sound because I have a sound indicator whenever someone pops in or out, and literally, and you were gone. And I'm like, it was great. Okay, so about. So to talk about this, we're getting back on track here. Supergirl. I want to read this just to kind of get my points here. So they pitched a season 7 without Melissa Benoist, but the network rejected it. Of course they rejected it. You can't do a Supergirl show without Supergirl. Now, there was, she wasn't connected to the cast for the first bit in season 6 or whatever because she was away or whatever. Or no, she had her kids, so she was, so she had to come in and shoot other stuff. But no, they were never going to go with the idea of doing a season 7, even though it's only 10 episodes without her. Like, it would just make no sense. And I think there was like something where people are kind of theorizing, oh, maybe somebody gets powers like Supergirl, and that's how. No, guys, no. Regardless if that was the case, it would have been stupid. So to the second point here, the plan was to do a season 6 for 13 episodes and a season 7 with 10, kind of implying season 8 of Arrow, fulfilling Benoist's original season 7 contract, which makes sense because she had contract for 7 seasons. But as the cast was exhausted, it said combined, which obviously probably didn't make it too any better because they didn't have a break between 6 and 7. They had to just do one long 6, which I guess get it all done, you're done. I think it's interesting that this news is coming out now. Obviously, I think back then they could not talk about this because the show was in production. They had a lot of things, that they were probably going on. So I get it. But it definitely is interesting that we're learning information like this. And I hope we get more information about potentially other stuff down there, like other ideas that were pitched or whatever, because it's interesting that literally they tried to pitch a season without Melissa. Like, I get it. Because Melissa probably was like, I don't want to do anymore, but the network's like, hell no. Like the whole point is Supergirl. It'd be different if this show was like something else, like a Legends of Tomorrow situation where a character is not going to be around. They can continue and add another character in or to kind of fill the roster like they've been doing for years in that show, like people leaving and going and all that kind of stuff and people coming in. So that makes more sense because you don't have to worry about a title character in a sense of like that leaving, and it completely doesn't feel like the show anymore because it's not named or whatever. But I'm glad that this was changed to what it is at least. Because imagine 10 episodes without Kara. I'm assuming she'd probably been in the finale or something, but it would feel so weird to have 10 episodes and she's not in 9 of them. So that'd have been weird. But yeah, interesting news. And God, all these people now got a lot of people in the chat, and Jennifer keeps sending super chats. Jennifer, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Might have to freak out here. What do you think, sir, of this news? Do you think this is implying we might hear more news, not just about Supergirl, but other shows that are no longer around of like hear crazy stuff like this? Because I was like, what are you talking about when I first heard it? I'm like, what?
This is such a difficult question for me to answer because like there's so many answers that I have to this. Christ.
I'm surprised that this was actually like real. Like,
I'm surprised that's all he said.
was there more stuff that we don't know about yet?
So my opinion about this is that
Yes.
I would not want to see a season 7 without Kara, of course. Like, this show is called fucking Supergirl.
Yeah.
So this would have been such a weird direction, and I'm glad that CW were like, if they did something smart, like like we ain't gonna do Supergirl season 7 without Supergirl. What are you talking about? So, but I do like the plan they had initially. But it sounds like this is why I think that um they need to change up their production strategies, because if these actors are getting I mean, this is we're not just about cast, we're talking about crew members on the craft and services, costume, prop, VFX people. So I think that's why they doing 20 episodes of Supergirl. I was like, I don't even remember Supergirl season 6. Like, I'm like, I mean, I kind of like mentally tapped that already of the show.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Done.
what the fuck? And everyone's gonna go back now to like body body language videos of me being like, what does he know? Like,
well, I just asked you a question, you completely like ran over it like a train, because stuff that's not out there. Keep drinking.
I was generally thirsty. Come on.
We're at 23 likes on the stream, guys. Let's get to 40 tonight. Let's get to 40 likes on the stream. We're at 23
40
right now.
likes.
40. Let's get to 40.
Let's get to 40 likes.
Zoom. Jennifer has super chats. I just got a Blu-ray from the 90s Iron Man show. Awesome. That's fantastic.
You have
Love that.
I would love to see your collection.
Yeah, show us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just picked up a very old DVD, the 1949 Batman and Robin show. What? I remember that there was like an old Batman thing from back then.
1949.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to wait. Hold on. Batman and Robin. What year was it?
1949. I don't know if there was there a Robin thing?
Oh shit! Oh, you talk about the cereal? The cereal.
Yeah, the cereal. Yeah, I think that is available to buy.
Andy ruined the stream. Do I still? Wow.
Well, to be honest, Hero, when you commented that earlier that he was ruining the stream because he brought up a topic we were going to cover, I muted you for 5 minutes because he didn't ruin the stream. It's news.
Hey, thank you.
Well, it is what it is. Are there any real quick? Because I saw it pop up. Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda. She's not leaving the MCU. No, that was just her talking about her frustration with losing out on roles because of her contract with Marvel. Yeah, it's a whole thing. She talked about the fact that she lost out on some roles. That Zoom impression was still on my TV speakers. Apologies, man. Apologies.
But I got inside.
There you go.
Oh, my precious.
We still have one more topic, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Nigga, we do have
No, we have two. We have two. Oh crap! Let's
We got two topics. Yes, got him.
Let's get. Aiden, we talked about the very beginning about Ahsoka.
So let's go back to the CW. Batman tomorrow. This was the red wedding for the CW this past yesterday. This past yesterday. So there was a lot of details that came out from the Hollywood Reporter about why the CW canceled so many shows, because this is very unusual. This is very not status quo for them. And we know the sale thing is going on. Warner Discovery definitely has a role in it, no matter what people are saying online. But let's focus on Batman and Tomorrow for a second, because that's this is the two shows that most of our audience are most focused on, and I'm gonna read from the Hollywood Reporter just so that everyone knows what's being said. And this is from one of the last paragraphs. While the CW expected to look considerably different next season, expect more low-cost foreign acquisition and unscripted programming, the network's most watched original are all returning. The CW gave early news to 7 of its 8 returning shows, all of them among its highest rated. Stories say Pedoist wanted to bring the great blend of produce these comics dramas Batman Lives Tomorrow, but Warner no longer wanted to pay the lease on the studio space, which expired on April 1st, and prompted April 29 cancellations. Plex Legacies was also said to be a financial decision made by the studio. Legends and Legacies, along with Charmed, In the Dark, and Roswell, New Mexico, all were part of the Netflix output deal. Now with the network's free new series pickup in Gotham Knights, Walker Independence, and Supernatural prequel, The Winchesters, all but the free of the series' 11 scripted shows, The Flash, All American, and Riverdale, will all be able to stream on the series website and streaming as CW Seed. People are gonna get. I don't know what to say to people that won't piss people off.
It's just very apparent.
Money plays a huge deal in this industry, guys. Sadly,
streaming, Warner Brothers Discovery making decisions because they didn't want to continue the studio lease for the space, and CW wanted to continue. CW wanted those two shows, Batwoman and Legends, to continue, so those shows were going to get picked up. But with Warner Brothers not wanting to continue the lease and said, nope, it's going to lapse on May 1st, they're like, all right, well, I guess because there has to be certain things in place for shows to continue, everybody. It's not like they can just do whatever they want. Like if the studio, it's their production, it's their show, and they're like, we're not paying the lease anymore. We're not doing this because Zaslav, he's coming in and using that axe, the axe of Zaslav, as people keep quoting, he's cutting cost. He's making decisions. And the unfortunate part is that these shows were a part of the swinging of that axe and deciding, nope.
And financially just didn't benefit them.
It's
like this. It's like, let's say I gave Jordan $500,000 to make a movie, and then that movie only makes $250,000 back in revenue. That means that I paid him twice as much to make a product that only made half as much. So, I'm gonna bring this up because this is a good point. Do you think the live ratings are now more important than streaming ratings? I think live ratings and streaming ratings have always been just as important. But I think live ratings are not all they're looking at anymore because CW is aware that DVR numbers are a factor because appointment television does not exist anymore. People are not like when Smallville was on. The reason Smallville was such a huge successful show was because back then there weren't no DVRs, there were no other ways to watch. Like if you wanted to watch Smallville, you had to watch live every Tuesday or Wednesday. Or for that show moved time so many damn times, I'm confused at this point. But you had to watch every week. But now it's like, listen, I'm working a night shift. I don't have time to watch The Flash on Wednesday at 8. You know what? I can watch it tomorrow. I can watch it tomorrow because it's gonna be on the app for free.
Yep.
Then I just have to watch on my computer or my app. So that's the thing. And at the end of the day, Legends Tomorrow and Batman, I've said this before, great shows that I wish could at least, I think Legends should have at least gotten some sort of 2-hour movie, whatever, and so on. And Batman was fine, it's starting to find its own and stride. But at the end of the day, if it's cost, I believe Warner AT&T made a lot of missed calls. They didn't embrace certain things that they should have. They invested into things that wasn't worth it. I mean, look at CNN Plus was a joke. And the moment Warner Discovery merger happened, they Axel Slash brought out his fans club and just wiped it all away.
Well, it's also a point too, because I want to bring up again Laura's question about the live rating and now streaming. You got to think about the actual thing that you're referring to, like with Batwoman Legends. Was with Mark Pedowitz saying he wanted to renew both shows, which told me that he saw the potential of those shows continuing because it's the live ratings, but ultimately it's the streaming on the CW. They see those numbers. They don't report those numbers. Because CW is a free app. So a lot of people could potentially use it. There's ads on there. So they know what they're getting. In terms of a streaming show like Peacemaker or something to that effect, is that show bringing in new subscribers? Is that show getting a lot of attention from the subscribers who are currently subscribed? And so it really just depends on what it is. But in terms of this, live ratings are important, but you also got to look at the fact is the CW has a very specific approach. Think on other shows that are currently airing on ABC, NBC. Are they going to a streaming service the next day? I think a lot of them are. But a lot of the services,
Hulu is a big player for ABC.
But Hulu, you have to pay unless you want to watch a lot of ads. I pay to where I don't have to watch ads. But for CW,
Isn't Hulu now like included in certain cable deals where like if you
I,
have this cable provider, you get
I
HBO
think
Max?
so. I think so. But I think also too, it's like CW is in a very different place because their app is free to anybody that can get access to it. You have to watch ads because they keep updating that thing to where you can't get around it with ad blocker. So it really just depends. But like with hearing this information coming out, thankfully, so we have more context to what happened, they wanted to continue it. It was the higher ups, the people who actually produced the content that said nope, because they're going to put that money into other places. They don't want
I will
to.
add this. It's from one of the one trade. So meanwhile, they do have reputable information, so on and so on. This is from one major trade. I don't think Variety or Rap or Deadline have like said similar stuff and so on. So again, they think oh, this is what we're thinking. I always think that most of the time when trades hear think that they hear most of the truth, but then there's maybe kind of certain key details that are either changed later on, or whatever and so on. But like, and I'm sure Mark Pedoway is going to talk about this in some capacity next week.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
And also this too, a lot of people don't watch live TV anymore. That's just how it is. Because a lot
right.
of people now,
Format television is dead.
yeah, like live television, it's going away slowly over time. And I think that, like with more and more people dropping off, it changes the whole landscape because with ABC, NBC, CBS, all these places,
Fox.
yeah, they're going to have to literally find different ways to figure out if a show is actually worth creating because the live ratings are going to get to the point where it's not what because CW had a very different like live ratings years ago, but over time, less people are watching, and it's affecting all the shows. Like there isn't that many people anymore watching live television. They're getting Netflix, they're getting the streaming services. They're not watching cable because a lot of those shows, once they air, they go somewhere soon after. So unless you're very keen on watching something live, then you don't have cable. So yeah, I watch the CW app. See, just what it is.
But
Yeah.
if you want these shows to happen, try to record them at least on your DVR, or like try to watch them live and so on, because enjoy these shows while you still can. But like it is saying that as much as we love these shows, we can't get too mad at these studios now, or if they decide to cancel, because if people aren't watching them the way that they are trying to do it in their landscape, then that's just the way it is. I'm
Yep.
Again, still sucks that so many people lose their jobs, whatever and so on. But if you want to see a Star Wars season 4, go watch Stargirl season 3 when it premieres later this year. Like watch it, try and make time for it and so on. And also, like, how busy are some of us really at 8 p.m. these days? Like, come on, y'all.
Quick question before we jump into the last topic.
Mm-hmm.
Stargirl, they don't have to make an announcement by Thursday for that show, right? Or do they have to?
And I'm for what?
Like for the next season, or
they're not gonna announce next season 4 next week. They're not gonna announce any cancellation. It would be.
I'm just wondering because there was like some shows that haven't even aired yet, and they've already canceled those shows before their last season airs.
Well, I'm
wondering.
Stargirl is a little bit newer. Stargirl it also came in a little differently than some of the other shows, but also it's a DC property. And at this point, because we had heard report that initially what was going to happen was that Flash and Superman had already renewed, but what they were expecting to do is to bring back at least 2 more DC shows, and that was including Gotham Knight. But now both Batwoman, Tomorrow, and Naomi have been canceled. That other slot could theoretically go to Stargirl.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're already going to develop a new DC show for the next pilot season. But we're not going to hear anything about pilot season for the next season until this fall. So, so no, they don't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to give us any news about Stargirl season 4 at all, because unless there is another situation with there's studio space again in Atlanta, they have to decide if they want to pay for it or not. But again, CW already has an establishing production relationship with Atlanta, so I think they're good. Plus, because they also now canceled Legacies that I think was in Atlanta, that frees them some money. So, I would be very shocked if we heard about something beyond Star Wars season 3 next week. I'm hoping we get a premiere date though. I think that
Yeah, I
would be
think
cool.
they'll announce a premiere date. Real quick.
How do you
Well, yeah.
how do you put it?
You can't. I was referring to maybe, do you have a Twitter account? If you do, you can post pictures there and tag us. And we can see, you know. I mean,
Justin, that hold on.
that's not how that works.
Sweetie, he doesn't own Warner Brothers or DC. If they tell him that the show is getting canceled or it gets another season, that's their decision. So simmer down a little bit too.
Same thing with Roswell, New Mexico. Oh, my camera cut out. Apologies. That
He became 3 dots. The actors transforming to
but same thing with Roswell, New Mexico. From what I'm understanding, I don't watch that show, but apparently they haven't aired their new season yet either.
Roswell season 4 started in June, so
yeah,
I'm hoping that finale they have will actually feel like a serious finale.
Me as well. Love the Orville. Okay, let's get to our last topic, and then we'll get into Q&A. Everybody, we'll get to Q&A. Last topic.
So this happened actually last week, but we didn't have really time to talk about it. But the Queen, Viola Davis. Listen to me. If any of y'all slam her in the chat, I am banning you personally. Because Viola Davis is amazing, and Amanda Waller is getting her own spin-off show, ladies and gentlemen. And so HBO and Warner Brothers are developing a Peacemaker / Suicide Squad spin around Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. The Oscar-winning actor is not only in talks to headline the drama, but also executive produce it alongside Watchmen writer Crystal Henry. James Gunn is involved as an EP, as is Peter Safran, who produced the Suicide Squad and executive produced Peacemaker. And this would supposedly take place after the events of Peacemaker season 1. So, this could be anything. We don't really know what this is going to be. I have some predictions. One is that I think this could finally become, the show, the platform where we get Secret Six, another team that Amanda Waller is behind in the comics. Because we know there was a Secret Six show in development for a couple of years ago from about all people at the creator of Scrubs, which I'm like, I don't mind it. I love him, but Bill Lawrence is great. But I was like, really? And also for CBS, and I'm just like, okay.
I thought it was a weird choice.
Justin, I've already watched Peacemaker. He's the one who has to. He's the one who has to watch it.
Other direction. There you go.
He's the one who has to watch it. But I think it's either. But you're gonna. Well, I'm gonna make you.
I ain't doing nothing.
I do nothing. Or the other option, I think it could maybe be a checkmate show. Like maybe this is the rise of that organization somehow. And I know how was it Chainsaw? Checkmate hasn't been around the comics for a while, but I think this could be something interesting because Amanda Waller's life kind of changed a bit in the season 1 finale of Peacemaker. But what do you think? Like, what do you think of the news about Amanda Waller getting her own show? What do you think this could be about?
I think you might be right on the checkmate and everything. This doesn't change my mind on not watching Peacemaker, but in terms of her getting a show is interesting because she is one of the through lines through both Suicide Squad movies, and I heard she was in Peacemaker. Apparently, she is. I think it's interesting, and I think it's also interesting too because, like, she is an important character in the DC lore in terms of her role, so it makes sense for her to get more focus because where is she going to pop up next if it's not her own show? I mean, I know there's a Peacemaker season 2 in the works, but the character has to be intertwined in a lot more than just here and there, at least in my opinion. Holy shit, Jennifer.
No, don't go.
Thank you for the massive support, Jennifer. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Holy crap. Apex, exactly. Avoiding Peacemaker and the boys. I avoid them at all costs. I do. But yeah. So
take care, Jennifer, and we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you. I don't have anything against it. I just don't care about it. Anyways. Just being honest.
We should. I should get you to do like a. We should react it together, and I can see you
I
react to
watched
it.
the first 5 minutes and I shut it off. The first episode. Just being honest.
Okay.
Anything else to add?
And nope. I think we're good. I think we're done.
Okay, guys, we're gonna jump into Q&A. Cue up the Q&A song, everybody. Q&A, Q&A. Ask us questions, or we'll fucking leave.
Wow.
That's the third week we've had that song.
We will make ringtones at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's time for Q&A, everybody. Let's get into some questions here. Let's see. Could they do an Arrowverse movie? That's a good question. I don't think so.
On an HBO Max.
Would be on HBO.
No, that wasn't me. Like trying to be like, oh no, the CW. No, that was me. Like they could only do it on HBO Max because CW doesn't make movies really.
I think Mia could return is if Kat is available to shoot, because now that she has that Walker prequel series, she is leading. It's confirmed to be picked up, so she's going to be starring in that. They would have to find a time when she's not shooting. Oh, it was very good. I loved it. It's good stuff. Let's see. I just saw Doctor Strange 2 the second time. Awesome. Well, did you like it? That's the question. I'm assuming that you
to like it a second time or to not like it a second time. That is the question.
That is the question.
That is what Shakespeare was actually saying that whole time. Like to like or not like Doctor Strange 2. That is the question.
Hello. Justice Hugh. Well, I would like to know that as well. My guess is it's dead in the water since we have not heard anything about it. So, and Andy's sitting there quiet. So that pretty much shows that gives you the answer. Okay. Where is the season 5 announcement? I wanted to know.
The exercise of love.
I really hope he doesn't cut this show.
Of the opera.
I really hope. God damn it! I would hate if they cut fucking Young Justice.
It'll be fine.
I really hope they don't cut it.
It'll be fine.
Do you think Obi-Wan will become one of the most popular shows airing at that point? Well, when it does, yes, it will. Yes, when it airs. Let's see. Other than Superman and Flash, who could be a special event if they do one? Well, since they cut me and Andy from the Illuminati in Doctor Strange 2, they could definitely pick us up because we're available.
Sure.
Yes. Sure. This is funny. This was actually addressed in an article I read earlier about the Powerpuff Girls. They're trying to retool it or something. I don't know. That's what I read. I don't know if that's true or not. I thought that funny.
It's in a redevelopment stage, but it's like I don't know if that's what's gonna keep it.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It works better as the cartoon. Like let it. Not everything needs a live action adaptation.
Yeah. Justice Hugh is dead. I agree. Why would they cut you guys out of the Illuminati? Because we were too powerful.
Because I was too thirsty for Ants and Mouse's black.
That's why they're like, no, Andy can't do this. Like,
I was like,
they're cutting to Andy in his chair, and he's just staring at Anson. He's not like
I was there being like, will you at least, I know you can't say anything to me, but will you at least sit on me, buddy?
And they're like, no. Well,
he would be like,
so you've seen the 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, have you?
No, I've just been drooling about.
So you haven't seen the show. So you haven't.
I'm sure I will check it out. I just haven't had time. This week was a little,
I recommend it. I do. I watched the first episode. I think Tuesday or Wednesday. Then I saw, of course, the second episode today.
Did he exude the big dick energy that I know he always has?
I can't speak on that because I'm not looking for big dick energy when I'm watching the show. But I can say I like his Captain Pike, and I like how they're developing his character.
Oh my god, that is.
I mean, what did you expect me to say?
I thought you were gonna be like, what is happening?
Well, when I watch a show, I'm not thinking, oh, he has big dick energy. I don't That never crosses my mind when I'm watching a show.
You're like, what? You're like, what is this show becoming happening? What's
But
becoming of this show?
but in terms of the show itself, I like where they're taking it, and I like his Captain Pike. And people were wondering because, of course, when you think of Star Trek, you think of okay, what's the kind of
Kirk.
captain you like, Picard or Kirk?
I never grew up. I never watched Picard when I was growing because I don't think it was on airing at that point. So like, the Star Trek movies is like really how I got into the Star Trek universe. So like, I was like initially like, like yeah, Captain Kirk. I mean also because Chris Pine is Chris Pine.
I like the fact that his Pike is kind of like his own thing. It doesn't feel like he's trying to imitate or mimic.
That's what I've heard about this new universe is that these characters are like these actors are protecting these iconic roles that they really make them their own, and I think that's great.
Yeah, like well, Pike is not he's not coming across as a Picard or a Kirk in the sense of like his tone or how he's being portrayed in terms of like because when you think of a captain, Kirk and Picard are very different type of captains, but Pike is his own thing. It doesn't feel like he's trying to copy or something. So serious question. What do you think will happen in Superman and Lois season finale that Tom Helbing is talking about as far as Arrowverse connections? Well, I'm assuming he's going to...
Barry and Clark are going to kiss.
Yeah, that's it. Confirmed. It's Batgirl. It's always been Batgirl.
I'm excited to play. I'm gonna max out the hell out of Red Hood.
Who's your second after Red Hood? Who's your second?
Probably Dick because of his ass.
I honestly was expecting you to say Dick Grayson too. So like he's gonna say Dick Grayson.
I mean, you're like, but for those first two reasons, I don't know.
Is it true you guys are cut from across the universe? Well, stop spoiling stuff. We were in the script. They cut us out because we were too damn powerful. If we were there, the anti-monitor wouldn't have been able to get past.
Yeah, Tom Welling, like we had some great scenes together, and then
yeah, Tom Welling was in a lot more, guys, but they had to cut all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is something I actually responded to on Twitter. There was a tweet about how over 300 episodes across all of the shows about the Vampire Diaries, the originals, and legacies. And yeah,
but what? Secret Circle? That's not in that universe.
I have no idea what all I saw with Vampire Diaries.
That was actually is Jessica Parker Kennedy's show before she got cast on Smallville, or after she got cast on Smallville. Let me see.
I don't think it's connected. I don't think so.
Nah, it wasn't. But that was also that's what a lot of the Vampire Diaries people came from before they went over to the.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting how literally it's been 13 years. The 3 shows all connected, 300 plus episodes, and it's crazy how it's coming to an end. And like literally before, they had Vampire Diaries, they set up the originals, they had the originals running around at the same time Vampire Diaries, and then they had the legacies like take over originals, and now there's nothing. Like since the show, is the show still airing or did it just finish airing?
Legacies has they have a couple episodes left to air, and then I think they're going to be done in June.
Yeah, so there is no chance of them setting up a spinoff. It's over. Like they had no chance to set up.
Not this season, but what they could always do. Like if Julie Plec has an idea for another spinoff, maybe she will pitch something for next year. But this fall will be the first fall in almost 10 plus years where there won't be a show from that universe.
It's kind of crazy, and I don't know. With her saying it was a bloodbath, it was like the Red Wedding over at the CW. It feels like to me maybe she's ready to be done with them. Who knows? I mean, with them cutting ties like that, I mean, I'm guessing season 4 was not going to be the final season that she had planned.
I think she definitely. I think she had a plan in mind for a final season 5. A final season.
Because before with Vampire Diaries and originals, I remember specifically they ended those shows on their terms, like they decided on when to end it. But with this, nope, very different. Let's see. The Dead Space remake. Yeah, I heard the Dead Space remake is coming. Yep.
I have no idea what that is.
Can you stop spoiling stuff? Okay.
We're in every movie that exists.
Every movie.
I'm in Avatar 69.
Are they shooting that yet?
We shot it in someone's bedroom.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised about this in a sense too if they bring back Mia to kind of close that storyline with William, because that storyline's still open. We don't know what happened to William exactly. Do you think Roy Harper will show up in Titan season 4?
Maybe
It's possible, but also at the same time, I'm like, guys, they already have too many characters on that show, anyways. They don't need to add Roy.
I'm gonna give a heads up. I can probably do 20 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to.
Okay,
wrap it.
we'll end it early tonight. That's fine.
Hmm.
We'll end it early. Let's see here. Who do you think the surprise characters coming back for Flash season 8 finale that Daniel teased?
Roy Harper. There you go.
It's the barista from she kept saying she was a barista.
Hot girl.
Yeah.
God, good lord. She has a name, Kendra Saunders.
But she kept saying she's a barista. I think Titans is coming to an end. Yeah. I don't know about season 4, but
I think Titans is probably one of the shows that is a little more successful for them. So I think if anything they're gonna oh Billy darling, what do you think of my accent?
I would laugh so hard if that was the big character. I mean, that's coming back. Dude, that would be so. Oh my god, people are like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" That's who they were talking about. It'd be the biggest troll ever. It would. It would. God, that's funny. Yeah, you figured it out. Did you read the script, Panther King? Did you read the script? Because we're in it. We pop up. We're cool. We're the new speedsters. Hello. Come on.
I can't wait to show. I can't wait to show speedsters how to twerk.
Running while twerking.
But not in that particular order.
This is a weird rumor I heard about too. Moon Knight will be a co-star to Captain America 4. I don't think that's true. I mean, imagine going from you saw the finale to Moon Knight.
Yeah, it took me 2 days.
Okay, it took him 2 days. But imagine going from Moon Knight to then he's co-starring in Captain America 4. It would just feel like a weird move. It would be really, really, really weird. Unless the story, which they'd have to really make, they'd have to do a lot of groundwork to make it make sense. Because I don't know how you do that. Because it's not like in Moon Knight, Mark Spector just knows Sam Wilson. Like I don't know. You'd have to like really do a lot of like groundwork to make that work. So the Vampire Diaries and Secret Circle was supposed to cross over, but Ken Williams scrapped the crossover. He was a producer of both shows. Oh, okay. I had no idea.
But it's not canon until it is.
Yeah. Where we see Doctor Strange pop up again in a movie or a show? I don't know.
I'm sure Doctor Strange 3 is gonna happen.
Yeah, but I mean, what could he pop up in next?
I think Benedict's too busy to do anything else.
I wouldn't be surprised if he pops up in Blade. I mean,
no,
Blade,
I know. I don't want him to ruin that movie.
How would he ruin that movie?
By being Doctor Strange.
Oh my gosh. Go to bed.
You can go to bed.
I hear he's doing better. Thank you for asking. I hear he's doing better. Let's see. Katie Sackhoff is Starbuck and Battlestar Galactica, and Amen. The Flash is totally engaged me. I mean, it's two completely different characters. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Question. Let's go to the top here. Let's see what's happening.
A variant of Kang will be the villain of the Marvels. Interesting theory.
I like that. I like this at the beginning where she's like greeting fellow multiversal beings.
Multiversal beings.
That's
we
cool.
We may have to incorporate that somehow.
Yeah. Cicada's not appearing in Ahsoka. Calm down. Can you imagine? Gracie.
He looks so happy.
I know.
Do we have anything about Gotham Knights, maybe? Like we were saying?
There might be some. I have this here. The next saga for the next 10 years is based around Doctor Strange, if you think about it with the Incursion talk. It's possible Incursions will probably play a big role. It probably will, because that sets up Secret Wars. So possible.
I will bang my head I'll bang my head into a wall if Doctor Strange becomes like the big centerpiece.
Oh gosh.
I mean, he's not that likable.
Gracie, I have leveled up.
Don't believe I'm great.
Don't believe I'm great. Don't believe you leveled up. No.
Try this.
Andy hates Moon Knight the same way Jordan hates Peacemaker.
I
Hey,
don't know. No, that's not even remotely true because I at least watch a show, and also
I was about to say because at least you watched it. I did not.
yeah, and also like I don't mind Mark. I just every time he talks at Stephen Grant, I'm just like, what is this?
That's how he answered the phone when I answered the call today. I'm like, hello. He's like,
Hello, Layla. I'm Stephen Grant.
I'm like, hello. I wasn't sure. Like, what is he doing? Oh, Steven. Okay.
Hello, Layla. My name is Stephen Grant. Oi. Would you like to come from mashed potatoes and chips and fish?
It's possible that he likes Moon Knight on Earth 838. It's possible.
It's possible that Earth 30 or that Earth 838 Andy also exudes big dick energy.
I saw it today. Crazy
And Gotham, I hope they do the buying gay F2M transgate as well. Fingers crossed. Well, I think the question we all have to ask ourselves about Gotham Knights is,
Can we trust him?
I was wondering where that clip was because you said you were going to play it and you didn't play it.
I needed a segue because no one would bring up Harvey Dent. I had to like
Oh.
scrolling up. Like, it's like, I mean, let's look at this. How ridiculous is this?
Can we trust him? Are you dead? Can we trust him? Are you dead? Can we trust him?
The answer is no.
Oh, if I start laughing anymore, I'm gonna go like. Well.
And I'm thinking what all you're thinking about Andy right now.
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
And that's me at the end there.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Could you imagine if I walked into someone's fate and screwed you so like you leave a trail of bodies?
Every damn place that you go.
It's just his face looks so dumb.
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
Steven
He's so like confused. I really hope it is the Wrath of Gracie.
No, I just hope that they teach a valuable lesson about.
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football. But you will.
Let's get the 45 likes on the stream, guys. Let's get the 45. Can we do it? Let's get the 45.
I'm gonna refresh.
Where are we at right now?
We're at 25 likes.
Let's get the 45. Can we get the 45 likes?
Yeah, we have
guys?
12 more minutes, and then Andy has to go.
Yeah, we're gonna end the stream a little earlier tonight, guys. So get the likes up. Let's hit the likes
What
up.
does this even mean? And that's Andy history with women.
I don't know.
True.
I'm glad like the clips.
Well. If it isn't just bringing up that person in the chat, I'm not gonna give her any publicity here, so I'm not gonna say the name.
45 likes, guys. Can we do it? Because if we get to 45 likes, you know what they'll say.
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
In this show's defense, they had not said that term for the last 3 whip episodes. So everyone, simmer the fuck down.
And I accidentally said in my I think I said in my intro of this week's episode of Flash, I said that Frost had leveled up. Not in a joking way, but I actually said it because she turned down Frost. I'm like, wow, I just said that.
This week's episode.
Yeah, well, I was talking
The
about what happened.
funeral
No,
episode.
because I was mentioning last week when she became Hellfrost, because in my intro for whatever the episode is, I talked about the previous episode to tie it in, and I mentioned that she leveled up to Hellfrost. And I said, "Did I really just say leveled up?" And I sure did. And you know what happens when we say leveled up around here?
Let's take another
Mm.
Triple A. This is a disgusting comment. Like,
Jesus Christ.
uh,
God.
take a breather, Triple X. Take a breather.
We talked about this in it earlier in the show during the topics. It's a lot. It's definitely more than we thought was going to happen in terms of cancellations. Looking like the CW is not going to be the same anymore, based off of what's happening.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You better enjoy your shows while you still can.
yeah, there's no guarantee they'll continue. This is not being in, exactly. That was the thing I wanted to. I actually made a point in my.
I think they should at least made a phone call, or like you don't you don't even have to hear his voice, but maybe you just be like, "Okay, thank you, Cisco. I will call you back later." Like, bye, something like that.
I really thought they were going to do a whole thing to where we see like
FaceTime.
Not even that, because I think he's busy filming another show. So my thing was, I thought Barry was going to be, like we see, like the scene opens and he's getting off the phone. Like you see him put his phone down and turn to the group and say, Cisco wishes he could be here. He like something to reference the fact that he knows. I really hated the fact they did not address it. And thing is too, it's so easy to add in those couple of seconds for them to address the fact that he knows.
That's a weird assumption.
We did our show and you were talking about your positives, but when we went off the show last week, you said I hated this movie. It sucks.
Well, I mean, you can go kiss my ass, but no, I enjoy Doctor Strange. I think this was way better than Doctor Strange 1. It's not superior to Spider-Man No Way Home, but I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness of Multiverse in the endless multiverse madness.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where that came from.
What's the cameo? Charlie, give me a scenario what the cameo is.
No, this is what Jordan would have done.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
I would make sure I would ask for that to be my line.
He shows up in a blonde wig. He's like, "Suit me up, Uncle Alfred," and then everyone's like, "There is an Uncle Alfred here." It's like, shut the fuck up and just say and go with it.
Yeah. So Charlie, give me a sscenario what the cameo they'd want me to do, and I'll tell you if I would do it.
This is nice.
I was clicking on it too.
You want to push me? You guys have one of the most positive, fun live streams while still actually providing thoughtful discussion. You do as well. Cheers for that. Well, thank you.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Wait. Anyway, well, you made my kiss. You made kiss my ass. Jeez, the LOL. It's okay, Al. It's okay. No, I was kidding. No, I'm not. You will know I'm actually angry. Like I was like, it was just funny because and maybe you didn't see a review. It's perfectly fine. That's why we have a playlist in the show that's below. So it's all good. Yep. Oh, no.
Not. Jon Snow rules. Will House of the Dragon stick the landing? I hope so.
Do you think they will? I'm going to add a twist of a question here.
Okay.
Do you think they will do sequels to Game of Thrones? Like, do you think we could see a game
afterwards, after the events of the show?
Not like with this specific family, whatever.
I think it's possible. I think anything's possible in the timeline, and I think them doing this timeline with House of the Dragon, I think is interesting because we kind of know what happens. Not fully everything, because some of it's kind of like lost in time. But I think it would be interesting. Now, something I would like to them to do, but they won't do it, is because we know that Arya was going beyond the map that is known in Westeros. She's going beyond what is known. Yeah. But
Who
I would.
Arya is.
Huh?
whoever the fuck Arya is.
Yeah, we don't even know because the character went all over the damn place in the final season. Who knows who she is?
Who played her?
Macy Williams.
Oh, that's her character. Okay.
Yeah, Arya.
Oh,
Arya
by the
Stark.
way, I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Okay. Well, Arya Stark, she was a really important character. She had a lot of storylines and stuff. In terms of what is known in the world of Westeros where they're at, there's a certain point where everything just kind of stops on the maps because they don't know what's out there. So she, at the very end of the show, is traveling on a ship to basically go see what is out there that we don't know about. I think that would be a really cool show to see what her adventures are. What does she discover outside of the map? Because we had heard from another character saying, I've been around, I've seen a lot of things, but he wasn't specific on what he's seen. I'm like, so what if we actually see some of this stuff? What does she discover on her journey? So,
I mean, if House of Dragons is successful, maybe they will because I think just doing prequels is going to be maybe a little too repetitive. But I think there has to be other time periods they can explore too. By the way, we're gonna finish in 5 minutes, guys. So get in those questions, super chats, whatever, and then we're gonna
try. Let's get the close. Let's try to get
we are at 31 likes.
Let's get as close to 45 as we can, guys. What if they needed your help with live streaming their missions to the universe? I wouldn't do that. No. But yeah,
I could show up. I could be like, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up? We're boosting all that. Oh, there you are. Okay, let's go. I don't need anyone else.
There you go.
I'm kidding.
Michael shows up in the last 5 minutes. Thank you, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Hello. Yeah, we're ending it a little earlier tonight because we usually go for a little bit longer, but we're cutting it short.
Yeah, I'm sure next week we'll have things to talk about. So it's I'm also just very drained. It's just been a very long week, and it's also the weather's getting hotter, so just tired.
I think it's interesting that Cobra Kai season 5 is being released in September. I think it's interesting instead of the December or January turnaround, but I mean it makes sense because they want to get it out. They literally were shooting it. I think they had already shot it, or they were shooting it when season 4 aired. So they were really far ahead. So,
and it would do it. Yes, listen, you pay me to do something, and I will do it.
Where Jon Snow rules? Where is this in the lore? Is this in a book? Do they talk about this in the books? Because I know there's a lot of stuff in the books they didn't address in the show.
Oh, I thought that.
I want to know about dinosaurs. I got dragons. Why not dinosaurs? That makes sense. I have the 5 books back there.
Because wait a minute, hold on, Jordan. How the fuck could there be dinosaurs? Because back in that would have been like when we were cavemen, right? We weren't actually how would it be possible to produce?
If you watch Game of Thrones, it's a fantasy land, so anything can happen.
Your face is a fantasy land.
I know, but there's dragons on the show, and there's the thing called White Walkers, like zombies. To say there's not dinosaurs would be so weird in the history. In the books,
Cisco yelled at Frost because she couldn't hear what he was saying. He was like, "Earth's a White Walker."
Okay.
Oh my god! In the history book.
Thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll get Don Troy in Season 4? Yes.
Sure.
Thank you for the last. Thank you. This was a great way to start my Saturday. I'm in Australia. You are seriously leveled up. Thank you. Fellow multiversal beings. Multiversal beings. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna steal that. What time is it right now? Let's see. What time is it where you are?
Are you excited for Halloween ends? We'll see.
What?
Halloween Kills wasn't that great.
Well, what are you excited for?
Halloween Ends, the final Halloween movie. Okay. Well, they say for now.
yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I don't think always say that that's going to be
well, this is the new timeline now, so we'll see.
Halloween point?
I like the way she says that though. It's like multiversal beings.
Multiversal beings.
Steal away. I needed a stream appropriate greeting soon, Inspire. Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Well, thank you so much, Jon Snow, for being here.
Thank you. We love you too.
And actually, we're starting to wind down, guys. It's getting really close to that time. We want to thank everybody for being here. So yeah, It's been fun. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, obviously, and well, thank you guys so much for a great stream. Thank you so much. Any Jason film to watch? I mean, it is Friday the 13th. I didn't even catch that. I mean, some good and some are bad. So
Daniel Panabaker was in one.
Oh, yeah, she was in the reboot 2009. Yeah.
And Katie Cassidy was in Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street. Fuck me.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, Aquaman, Alan Richardson in the Fast 10. Yep. That's kind of crazy. Hawk is in Fast X. Interesting.
Good for him.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. We thank you guys for supporting and being here and having fun. And hopefully we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about next week. We'll see. You just never know.
Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna give a little tease to everyone. You all are probably gonna want to go watch the flashpodcast.com website next week.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. Go make sure you're following the Flash Podcast website and all of our social media.
Yeah, it's in the show notes.
All social medias are in the description as well if you want to follow us in different places. And yeah. Oh, well, of course, we're gonna play the Gracie clip is coming. Don't you worry. That's our last thing. We want to thank you guys.
Is there any clip we haven't played tonight that we?
Oh well, we can play the grant.
All the CW shows running away from their cancellations.
Oh my god!
Oh, this dude. Yeah. How about?
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Could you?
That you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well. Other than, can we trust him?
Rapid fire. Thank you guys so much for supporting. We appreciate it.
Pressing buttons. And that statement has 2 meanings.
Jesus. Thank you guys for watching, and we will leave you with the final clip that we always end the show from now on. Here it is, Gracie.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Do not believe.
I'm doing the lines whenever they're doing like, Metas killed you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Take care.
Gracie.